2025.
On 947, this is EWN.
Good evening. Monkey Zikoko. The national flag will be flown at half-staff from tomorrow morning until the evening of the funeral of SA's ambassador to France, Nathi Mthethwa. This after President Cyril Ramaphosa granted Mthethwa a special official funeral category 2. Mthethwa died in a Paris hotel last week, with the circumstances surrounding his death subject to police investigation. His family confirmed to EWN that his body is due to be repatriated this week, with a funeral expected on Sunday. KZN Premier Tamintuli confirmed the move while visiting the grieving family this afternoon.
And we are happy, in fact, to report that the President of the Republic, His Excellency Cyril Ramaphosa, has declared the funeral as the state funeral, a category 2 state funeral.
KZN Police Commissioner Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi says only the police can guarantee his family's safety. Mkhwanazi is back before Parliament today to answer questions from committee members on allegations he made of police corruption and interference. ANC MP Xola asked Mkhwanazi about his safety. In response, Mkhwanazi says he is relying on the police for security.
I don't have money, Honorable Chair and members, to hire bodyguards for my family members. It's impossible. I cannot do that. So their safety can only be guaranteed by men and women in blue that are out there, that's supposed to protect everyone else.
And in Vietnam, thousands of people have been left stranded after floods submerged streets and inundated homes. Authorities say at least 8 people have been killed in weather-related incidents this week alone. The military has mobilized 30,000 personnel and thousands of boats to join rescue and relief efforts. A partly cloudy Thursday in store for Gauteng tomorrow, with scattered showers expected. Joburg drops to an overnight low of 11 degrees, peaking at a high of 28. Pretoria 13 and 31. Vereniging 9 and 28. Monkey Zikoko, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
#MSW.
You may begin to feel anxious or excited.
Honest, deliberate, engaging, uncensored.
High dosage administration can cause adverse reactions.
And most importantly, independent in mind and execution.
This is a normal response. Are you ready?
Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Great show as always, Darop.
Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Great show as always. Thanks.
Great show as always.
Great show as always, Rob. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the wonderful show, Robert. Thank you so much. It always gives me pleasure to speak to someone who's got such an insight.
I love the introduction.
Hey, what is show, Marawa?
I don't know, maybe you are still calling Mr. Madluputo, or maybe that does not exist.
Show, Robbie.
Tarops. I am a Pogo. It was like 1996 Tarops.
Mike and Manana. Hey, sounds like a franchise.
Marawi and Otusagelendo that next season we won't have a rugby championship. You cannot tell me that the games that we had this season and including last season of a rugby championship against Australia and against Argentina were not entertaining. Where does this decision come from? And it's a wrong decision.
Where do you stand?
What is important is the game is developing at a very high pace. The chairman of World Rugby, Brett Robinson, is from Australia. I'm sure he's devastated because this is happening under his watch.
What is going to become of the other two? Are they going to play against each other? You know, but they have every right to feel aggrieved.
Australia and Argentina are not in the same, they don't have the same rugby richness as the both countries. In Argentina, we only know them having the Jaguars. So they can't replica what we have here in the country where 4 franchises, Durban, Pretoria, Lions, Cape Town, will do the warm-up games. It's difficult to do that route.
Mike, I feel sorry for you.
I
feel sorry for you with this gentleman next to you. My goodness, we need a prayer meeting.
I'm wearing my Sharks shirt.
The Sharks shirt.
It's not allowed, Rob.
It's not allowed.
He's biased.
No, he saw you wearing the Bulls jersey the other day.
Where?
Yeah, no, the other day. The big
Which
jacket.
other day?
The other day. There was a big Bulls jacket. You could tell. You never bought that.
No, but I bought it, Mr. Price.
It was a freebie, boss.
Robert Marawa, live on 947.
Let's go.
Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
I can tell you we've got absolutely no time for freebies today. We're going to be going live to Chile because Amajita are in action tonight. It's a big one for the African champions. They're going to be taking on Colombia. Guys, it's the last 16. In the round of 16, it's a FIFA Under-20 Men's World Cup in Chile. And of course, Man United fans, maybe, you might have heard. Maybe let me whisper to you that one of your favorite goalkeepers, Edwin van der Sar, is in South Africa. And guess what? Later on, I'm going to be chatting to him. It is Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go! The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
All right, it's a fast-paced evening of sport here tonight on #MSW. Good to have you on board tonight. The 11th Aspire Academy Global Summit landed in America for the very first time this week with a whole host of experts imparting their knowledge to fellow coaches. There have been physios as well as administrators, there are players, leaders in football, etc. And speaking at the Subura Park in Philadelphia, the former Real Madrid and Liverpool coach, Rafa Benitez, has been working, though, with Aspire Academy for an entire decade.
It's a great thing to share your knowledge, your experience with a lot of coaches. I think that Aspire is doing a great job trying to put a lot of people together and then have this opportunity to know each other and to share your ideas, different ideas, and that is the positive thing. So I think it's a great job. And as you say, I was more than 10 years ago visiting Aspire, and I am impressed of the great job that they are doing. Yeah.
Good morning, Jeff. That is the most difficult part, to introduce yourself. I will introduce, we have seen, it's our experience. It's not that if we do the games, and then I was in one of the games.
Well, the 65-year-old is currently in between jobs now, but still keeps in touch, though, with the game, and particularly the recent fortunes of Liverpool as well as Manchester United.
The top side, they have seasons. Sometimes you have good players coming from the academy. That means that you are performing at a very good level. Or sometimes you are right with the signings, or you are right with the coach. And then there are different things that, depending on that, you have one bad season or two or three or whatever. In this case, Liverpool is consistent in terms of the way that they are doing things. They were good enough selling players since my time with Torres and after Coutinho, Luis Suarez. So they were making some money and they were quite successful in the signings. Manchester United, they're spending some money. The players, they didn't have maybe the adaptation to the top side that is Manchester United. So that is the difference. But still, I think they will come back because they are good enough and they have a massive support.
Well, according to Rafa, though, the solution to the congested calendar is not a simple one.
The point that we are expecting, football is more than a sport now. So it's a massive business because a lot of people are interested in football. You make money, the TVs are pushing. So everybody wants to play more games because you want to see the best players around the world. So if you don't reduce the number of games, and it's just to adapt them and to try to find the quality games. No, that is very complicated, but the reality is that you have to reduce the number. The players, they need at least 3-4 weeks to rest, not just physically, also mentally. No, if not, we are taking the risk of players injured, and then we will lose the best players because they will be injured. So I think we have to reduce the number of games, or we have to manage the calendar in a way that the most important games will play with the most important teams certain period and not all the time during the year.
Well, a quick update coming through, though, from the Bafana camp. As you know, that it's a big game down in Durban at the Moses Mabhida Stadium this Friday. And after a year, almost a year, you would imagine, there on the sidelines due to injury, Uspepelo Stole has returned, though. And we're all very happy to the Bafana fold with a quiet determination and also a renewed sense of purpose ahead of Friday's 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Zimbabwe. Ustole admitted, though, that the long layoff was mentally and physically taxing, but he used that time, though, to reflect and rebuild.
It was tough mentally because, if you're injured, you can't do
anything. So, or you know that you can help or with the. Or you can't help or the team with anything, but only all you have to do is to support. Is to support the guys and be with them. The only thing all you can do is to communicate with them through WhatsApp messages and everything. And I think that's what I did. Like I was supporting them while I was away from home, and I'm happy that they did good. Yeah.
Now
I think yesterday we had a meeting and we've spoken about this amongst us, or the group and everyone. We know that this game against Zimbabwe, it's a do or die game. Like we have to win it if we really want to go to the World Cup. This game is a must win for us. So everyone is prepared for that. Everyone knows that it's a do or die game for us. We have to win it no matter what. And also we also want to make all the country proud, because we haven't been in that we haven't qualified to go to the World Cup in the last 24 years. So now I think it's a big chance for us, to make all the country proud.
Dividing public opinion. The room divided.
But this is all about the Springboks.
Mike and Manana. Hey, sounds like a franchise.
and guys, let's remember, we were at one stage 13-3 down, and the Springboks, a little bit of a problem in the Rugby Championship is how they've started. If we remember, the only time we started really fantastically was at Ellis Park against the Wallabies, and we ended up losing the game. And the Springboks start badly, and that's one of the things, obviously, Russie's going to be talking to them about before the November tour is the sluggish starts, but we always see how the Springboks fight back.
Discipline. We make too much errors. Let's talk about it. Errors. We're frustrated. We thought that we're letting this one slip. We thought Argentina is just here to make sure that they don't give us the win, and we sort of have egg on our face in London, in Twickenham. So also, once again, credit to them, Rob. I think we must give credit to the Argentinians for giving us a good game post the game in Durban.
#MSW. #MSW.
Well, as mentioned earlier on, the African champions Amajita have stormed into the round of 16 at the FIFA Under-20 Men's World Cup in Chile. Well, they've lit up Group E. 6 mighty points. They smashed New Caledonia 5-0, stunning the United States of America 2-1, and also fighting valiantly against France in that narrow 1-0 or 2-1 defeat it was. Now, the young Warriors, though, face another test this evening, the unbeaten Colombians. Well, it's a side that topped Group F with grit and precision, and also the South American flair. I mean, the victories, the draws, everything else. So coming through live, though, from Chile with the pulse of the team, the sights and sounds of the spirit of our rising stars as they step out into the change rooms a little bit later on, is Amajita Media Officer coming through live from Chile, Mahlomola Morake. Folks, thank you so much indeed for squeezing us in. I know how busy things might be over there. Welcome to the show, and how ready are we?
Hey, Rob, good evening, and good evening to the listeners of 94.7. Rob, it's a busy day. We all know what this game means tonight against Colombia. It's a big one. We're on the verge of making history. There's never been any South African national team that's gone past this stage in any World Cup. So Amajita are really standing on the cusp of history. And looking at the way they've been performing at training, I think, Rob, we're ready for this one. Colombia is not obviously, it's not going to be a pushover. As we've just mentioned in your intro, that they brushed aside Saudi Arabia and shared points with Norway and Nigeria. That shows just the caliber of team that we are facing tonight. We have to be at our best to ensure that we proceed to the quarterfinals.
I mean, we all go back to that 2-1 victory, Mahlomola, over the United States of America. I mean, that was massive for Amajita, massive for the country. I mean, how much confidence and belief, though, has it injected into the squad?
You know, Rob, that's a very good question in the sense that I was speaking to some of the players to say how much of that game did that give you a boost. They said, when we played against France, we knew that we had the belief that we were going to win. Obviously, things didn't go our way. We got off on a bad start. And then New Caledonia, we got our feet back. And against the USA, we showed what kind of team that we are as South Africa, as Amajita, as African champions. And now, from that win, I want to believe that these boys really want to take it it a step higher because it is what it is. You now in the round of 16. It's anybody's game. You snooze, you lose. But the players say that game against the USA showed what kind of character they have. It showed the world what South African footballers can do. So I want to believe that they'll continue from where they left off against the USA.
I mean, just following the plight of the Colombians as well. I mean, they play very technical. They got a very possession-heavy game that they adopt. I mean, how's the coaching staff prepared, though, for to counter their style, more importantly?
Rob, if you go back to the USA game, in South Africa didn't have much of the ball. We were basically playing a low block. And you could see that the players really had to put in a hard shift to ensure that we deny the Americans because let's not take anything away from them. Even though we beat them, they still a very good team. They're the CONCACAF champions. So now coming to Colombia, we know exactly it's a South American kind of team, and it's the first time we're playing a South American team in this tournament. So it's going to be crucial that what the players, what the coaching staff have planned for this team. Obviously, which I can't divulge, but it's going to be crucial that they stick to that and ensure that we do well and get through to the next round because, Rob, the South Americans are not easy teams to play against because they play more or less like us, but they can be a bit dirty and they can be very defensive. They can be solid defensively. And when they get a chance, they can hit in those goals. I mean, if you watch the Mexico versus Chile game last night, what a game it was. I mean, Mexico was just all over Chile. So anything can happen tonight, but I have belief in these boys that they can do well tonight.
I mean, such a high-octane tournaments like a World Cup can take its toll as well on individuals, Mahlomola. I know that it might also be very early for you to tell us any possible starting lineup. But any injury updates or possible changes that you're expecting?
Look, Rob, I can tell you after the USA game, we had two niggling injuries. Tato Sibia, who came in as at left back for Langelisha Pili. And we also had some worries with one of the best defenders, perhaps in this tournament, Tylon Smith, who plays his football at QPR Rangers in England. But I can tell you now, they've been given a clean bill of health to say they can proceed with the game. So as I'm speaking to you now, all 21 players are ready to go. And if you look at the current squad that's in this camp, all of them have actually touched the ball except the two reserve goalkeepers. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what lineup the coach puts out tonight. But I can tell you now, it's gonna be in line with what they have in mind, what they have planned for this game to ensure that we get success.
I mean, I thought South Africans are only there in London and Twickenham and supporting the Springboks, but looking at the grandstands, I've seen the South African flag being waved around. South Africans there singing and dancing. The players after the game going towards them and saying thank you to them. I mean, how big a population do we have there, and what's the turnout like?
Let me tell you, Rob, we don't have a population here, but I can tell you that's the stuff from the South African embassy in Chile. They've been here from day one. After the game, they came to our hotel to say, guys, well done. You really made us proud and put us again further on the map. So yes, the group that you're seeing, it's just about 15, 20 of them, all from the embassy. They driving all the way from Santiago, which is the capital city, and it's about 3 hours to get to Talca, and they said they'll be here tonight. So from Santiago to Rankawa, where we were, it's about an hour and a half. So they're making that effort to ensure that the South African flag is flying high in the stands, and we really appreciate that. And then also there's the other side to it, where the Chileans are saying South Africans are our brothers and sisters. So when they play, we're going to be behind them. So we're hoping more support tonight because more so because Chile has now been knocked out. So if we do well, if we play our normal South African football, I think we'll have more fans in the stands than we have had in the past 3 games.
Yes, that's what I want to hear. More of that. And please tell all the staff members that have come through from the embassy that we really appreciate what they're doing. Maybe by the end of the tournament, if we get to the final, we'll know each and every one of them by name.
Most definitely, Rob. I'll make it a point that I get their names and I'll forward them to you. Then we can talk about them in our next crossing. But yeah, they've been really awesome with their flags and their colors. It really shows just how much this team is loved in this part of the world. But even though it's members of the South African embassy here in Chile, but the entire Chilean population, they really love South Africa.
Oh, love to hear that, man. We can't re-emphasize, Mahlomola Morake, just how important tonight is. And I do urge all South Africans, and I even said it in the earlier part of the show, where people go on social media and ask, where can we watch the game? I think the trusted place that I've had since the beginning of the tournament has been on FIFA Plus. They've shown all the games. We hear all of your post-match interviews holding that international microphone for both post-match with the coach and with the man of the match. And I think the same thing can be done. So just download FIFA Plus. You won't go wrong. Amachita Media Officer coming through live from Chile. Folks, thank you so much, Bob.
Rob, always a pleasure. Thank you, man. Let's speak after this win tonight.
100%. I love that confidence, man. Speak after the win. Loud and clear there. Mahlomola Morake, as I said, Amachita Media Officer live from Chile. Don't forget tonight, 9:30 to tune in.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time.
#MSW. Hear that? That's the sound of the Total Energies CAF Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco 2025, and you could win double tickets to the opening match. Simply visit Total Energies, fill up with 750 Rand or more of Excellium fuel, or top up with Quartz engine oil, and you're in the game. So join us as we celebrate the spirit of football together, and let's make Africa the home of the beautiful game. Exclusive to club members, valid 30 September to 17 November. T's and C's apply.
You could spend 10 minutes on social media or get a 10-minute quote from Outsurance that could save you thousands on your car insurance. For his 2024 GWMP series, 54-year-old Amos now pays only 1,004 Rand a month. And for his 2024 Toyota Urban Cruiser, 55-year-old Andre pays just 776 Rand a month. Ready to get more out of your car insurance? SMS out to 43503. That's out to 43503. Outsurance, licensed insurer and FSP. TCs and information online.
That's Harold Net Forest Hotline. Rowan on the line.
Harold, help. Last year, I forgot my wife's birthday.
Whoops. Let me guess. Things got a bit hairy, hey?
No, the exact opposite. She swapped my shampoo for hair remover. There's not a hair left on my head.
Ooh, smooth.
Please help me get it right this year.
You can get a lot more than right. Just visit Netflorist and order the biggest birthday bouquet you can, and your head will be all taken care of. Netflorist, it's easy to show you care.
Dlala Madlula, coach. The games are out. Who are you betting on?
Dlala Madlamin, top player. On Sports Stake 4, I'm going with the strongest defense.
Nice one, coach, but I'm going with the goals.
What's that, Coach Amanda? Now it's up to the fans to dala, or rather dlala what they must. Dlalu 4.
Sports Stake 4 for only 2 Rand. Pick win, lose or draw for 4 games and you could win. Play at any participating National Lottery retailer. Be enjoy a game. Panda push up play. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. Ituba is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
Your workday calls for more performance, more doing the impossible, more challenge accepted. Your weekends demand more excitement, more detours, more limitless living. And the new GWM P300 LS is where it all comes together. Bring it on in the new P300 LS with a 2.4 turbo diesel and 12.3-inch touchscreen from only 5,999 per month. Visit gwm.co.za for T's and C's and to book a test drive. GWM, go with more. Brought to you by GWM Finance, a division of Westbank and authorized financial services and registered credit provider.
Before the first whistle, it starts here. With you, FNB and Visa. Switch to FNB or upgrade your existing account. Tap, swipe or click using your FNB Visa card, virtual or physical, in-store or online, and you could win. Be one of 3 lucky winners to experience the FIFA World Cup 2026 live with an all-expenses paid trip for 2. Get, spend, and you could win with FNB and Visa. FNB, a division of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized FSP and credit provider. T's, C's, and competition rules apply.
Dividing public opinion. The Room Dividers.
So joining the Room Dividers live, the Lions and Springbok prop forward Asanati Ntlabaganye coming through from Italy. I got the famed Room Dividers here with me in studio. Mike Greenaway as well as Tando Manana. Mike Greenaway wants to shoot first.
Something that is becoming a little bit of a frustration for you guys, how you lose at the death when it seems like you've won.
Yeah, it is frustrating, I must say. We have to kind of learn quickly at this stage. I think when you play against teams like Zebra or Billiton, it's internationals you're playing against. So we need to learn quickly and to adjust as well.
Just one thing from me is, obviously teams, especially in the URC, are always measured by how well they traveled. And just you guys on the road.
Yeah, look, I must say, coming to Europe is very, very difficult. And we also knew we were under no illusion that it's going to be an easy game.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
All right, it is hashtag MSW Marawa Sports Worldwide. We are interactive. Your reaction to anything that we spoke about early on with Mashlamola Morake all the way in Chile. But this time around, we come right back home, though, because tonight we're going to be bringing you a moment that transcends the pitch, man. It's a moment where legacy kind of meets purpose. You talk about the beautiful game, finding new breath in the heart of Soweto. From the hallowed grounds of Old Trafford to the golden era of Ajax. If you go back in his career, he stood pretty tall between the posts. A sentinel of greatness, if you want to summarize it that way. 130 caps, though, for the Netherlands, 2 Champions League titles, and now he stands right here in Diepkloof in South Africa. That's all in celebration of a Social Development Month and a Mental Health Awareness Month. It's the Riza Babuile as well as Johan Cruyff Foundation and the Zodwa Khoza Foundation unveiling a gift to the youth. It's a world-class Cruyff court right here in Diepkloof. Pretty much a sanctuary of sport. It's a spark of hope if you see it. And who better to mark this moment than a legend who knows the power of football to heal and to unite and, more importantly, to inspire. And joining us live and for the very first time on hashtag MSW is the Dutch legend himself, the wall himself, Edwin van der Sar. Edwin, thank you so much for your time. Good evening. Welcome to South Africa and welcome to the show.
Hey guys, good evening. Good to be here. Absolutely. And what? Yeah, absolutely.
You've enjoyed your fine bits of being in South Africa?
Yeah, it's not the first time I've been over the last 20 years, 3 times to Cape Town, and this is the first time we're in Johannesburg and went to Soweto and opened the Cruyff Court in Diepkloof. So yeah.
I was going to say, what brings you to this part? Because, you're such a global figure, such a legend to so many people, not only just Manchester United fans, but football fans as well. Tell us a little bit more, though, in terms of the legacy work that you've had to perform today in Diepkloof.
No, I think it's important for people to give respect back to society. I think sports people, they have a lot of success. Some earned money also, but it's you come from normal backgrounds, so it's after your career, or even during your career, to give something back to society, to give the opportunity to young people the chance that we ourselves had. And on that part, about 4 or 5 years ago, I was asked to be on the supervisory board of the Johan Cruyff Foundation, and of course I know Johan quite well when he was alive. And in that part, it's an honor to help build a legacy that he.
All right, I think what we're going to do is try and call Edwin van der Sar back on a different line. I was hearing him loud and clear, then all of a sudden, the usual problems that emanate when it comes to connectivity, but I'm sure we'll be able to do better than that. But what an absolute honor, what an absolute pleasure to have him on the line, to have him here in South Africa, most importantly. And as he was just explaining, the initiative reflecting on Johan Cruyff's legacy right beyond Europe. I think a lot of the youngsters, if they had to be asked about, how much of it or how much do they know of Johan Cruyff, that they'll be able to verbalize it, say it out very confidently. And I think today has given so many South Africans, Sowetans, an opportunity as well to be pretty close to another legend himself, giving a message of hope to South African youth, giving a lot of hope as well to potential talents that might not have been identified as yet. We'll try and get back to him as soon as we can. I don't know, Edwin, if you are able to hear me. All right, we'll get back to Edwin van der Sar in a second as soon as we get that line cleared up. But lots of your messages coming through, wishing our boys the best of luck tonight.
Good evening, Mr. Marawa, and good evening to the MSW shareholders. Mr. Marawa, thanks very much for getting us Uput Logs to give us an update of what is going on to Amajita camp. I just want to wish the boys everything of the best. I'm confident that they will make us proud as South Africans. Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
Edwin and Rob, I don't believe we've got Edwin van der Sar with you there in studio. Rob, you are in a league of your own. You are continuously raising the bar very high while many are playing catch up in the broadcasting space. We need to give you credit for that because Edwin van der Sar, you are one of the greatest goalkeepers in the football history. He was the key figure in that Ajax Amsterdam's golden generation that won the UEFA Champions League. And a few years later, he won the prestigious UEFA Goalkeeper of the Year accolades. And given his legacy, it's very disheartening to see both teams, Ajax and Manchester United, clubs that he represented with distinctions, struggling in the recent seasons. But I just want to find out from you, Edwin, regarding the evolution of modern goalkeeping that has introduced new dynamics of goalkeepers having expected to have infield playing qualities. What has that added to the workload of a goalkeeper in relation to the goalkeeper that we had many years ago who were predominantly responsible for goalkeeping role? And thank you so much.
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Sulfalang here, and good evening to the MSW shoulders. And good evening to Edwin van der Sar. What a legend. So I would love to find out from you, just based on your observation, where are things going wrong? What are the goalkeepers not doing, especially at this day and age of goalkeepers? And do you think it's wise, as a former Manchester United goalkeeper yourself, for the club to now kind of deviate from the style of play for goalkeepers where they need to be shot stoppers before anything else? Because we have seen goalkeepers like Andre Onana play the ball, and then as soon as they are in a 1v1 situation, then they just start to lose that grounding that makes them a goalkeeper. So, and do you think then that it's wise that, the current crop of goalkeepers, not just in United, but in today's day and age where, they should now be ball players instead of doing what they're supposed to do and be shot stoppers in between the sticks? That's what I want to find out. Fresh as always. Thanks.
Right, important questions that are coming through though for Edwin van der Sar as we try and fix his line and we get him up and running again, because I'm sure he can hear just how much South Africans do love and follow him. Tebogo, thank you very much for the kind words indeed. We do pursue to try the best we can to try get you all the global superstars, the up and coming, the up and rising superstars. But today, like you were talking about Champions League, you were talking about somebody who has done the business through so many years, representing the Netherlands at international level as well. So no finer gentleman, really, to have in the country. All right. One thing I can tell you is that we will have that conversation up and running pretty soon. But just a quick reminder, though, while we got to the time with Saudi Arabian head coach Hervé Renard, looking ahead, though, to their match against the Great Falcons, the host, that's Indonesia, in Jeddah for the fourth and final round of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. Now, the two teams will compete, though, with Iraq for the top place of Group B, which will secure an automatic spot in the 2026 finals in Canada, Mexico, and the United States of America.
For 2018, it was Japan Games. For 2022, it was Australian game. Now we'll have Indonesia and Iraq to go straight to the World Cup. So this is a fantastic motivation. We know we'll have a lot of support, but we'll have more support if we are more determined, if we start the game very well, with the fans behind us. This is very important from us to show to everyone the players will be very dedicated.
All right, talking about players dedicated, let's head back to Edwin van der Sar and hear the car screeching through. Edwin, apologies for that.
Yeah, we're on our way to Elandsdoorn.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe we'll try and fix that, but I can see it's not really a stable line. I don't know how much of the callers you were able to hear, though. Big fans of yours, going back in terms of the years and what you were able to achieve, the golden generation and so on. Did you get to hear that?
Yeah, I heard most of it. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, how do you respond to that? Because the different eras in goalkeeping require different ways and approaches. What do you make of the current generation? Maybe also just the little instability, I say little in inverted commas, of instability goalkeeping-wise at Man United.
Of course, I think every era brings his brings the strikers, midfielders, defenders, and goalkeepers. And I was just very lucky to be at the golden generation when we play with Holland, or the team that I played at Manchester United. So, for a goalkeeper, you need to have stability. If you have good players around you, good defenders, you play a long time with each other, then you know what's going to happen. So hopefully the current crop of goalkeepers will get the ability, the chances to show their qualities. And I'm sure the new guy at United will hopefully get the backing from the fans and the manager, and hopefully he can do much better than the last couple of years.
I mean, what does it take to settle down? I mean, we followed your career. We realized, just how immediate you joining Man United was. All it took was a phone call from Sir Alex Ferguson to you, saying that if you were keen to join, they've watched you. They would love for you to join. And since then, your life has changed.
No, extended, I would say. I had a great career when I played at Ajax Amsterdam. We had, of course, a fantastic team with Clarence Seedorf, Frank Rijkaard, Frank Ronald de Boer, Mark Overmars, that guy. So, of course, Ajax is synonym for youth academy, giving young players a chance. So I had success at also the start of my career. But to be fair, and at 34, getting the call from Alex Ferguson to come to Man United, that was a dream to come true, of course, and to play them for 6 years and winning those trophies, Premier League titles and Champions League, it's great.
Yeah, I know that you're a very humble human being, though, because when you talk about the 6 seasons that you were there, Edwin, I mean, those were laden with 4 league champions back to back. And that's not an easy feat, given the difficulty of just winning just even one.
Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm in just at the moment.
Yeah. No, 100%. But the level of difficulty, though, you know, when you face the fans, when you're there at Old Trafford, and you realize that the expectation from the fans is so much more, what does that mean for you, regardless of age, but what you were achieving?
Yeah, I think what I said, I had a humble upbringing, and I took it step for step, my career, taking it forward. And had my setbacks also. Juventus, for example, I didn't reach my level that I supposed to play. Made my mistakes. You learn from that. You get up, you stand up, and you try to do better for the next time. And at 34, I had all the experience, the knowledge, the quality around me, the manager there with Alex Ferguson. So on that part, I would say it's was for me really easy to fit into the team and show my qualities.
Yeah, I mean, a global icon, as I've mentioned as well. Edwin, I'm sure you won't mind because of the little time that we did lose with the break of line. We need to take a quick break, and then I want to chat to you about mental health in sport. I mean, it's such a critical conversation in today's world, and when we come back from the break, we'll touch on that because I think that's a key factor of what brings Edwin van der Sar to South Africa.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
Give your family the ultimate surprise. A white Christmas in Shanghai with MG. Test drive the all-new MG3 hatch or the ZS Pro crossover during October and you could win a trip to Disneyland Shanghai this Christmas. Whether you need a sporty car for the city or a practical runabout for your family, there's a new MG for you at a price you can afford. Visit mgmotor.co.za and book your test drive today. MG, since 1924.
What would a youngin' do? The teachers asking questions and looking at you. What would a youngin' do? Season 3 is even worse, not like 1 and 2. What would a youngin' do? We never ever fold, that's me and my crew. What would the youngins do? Get yourself a Showmax, it's streaming for you.
Switch to Showmax and stream Youngin' Season 3. Get it from only 50 Rand per month. Sign up at showmax.com.
Lala Madlula, coach. The games are out. Who are you betting on?
Lala Madlamin, top player. On Sports Stake 4, I'm going with the strongest defense.
Nice one, coach. But I'm going with the goals.
What's that, Coach Amanda? Now it's up to the fans to dala or rather lala what they must. Lalu 4.
Sports Stake 4 for only 2 Rand. Pick win, lose or draw for 4 games and you could win. Play at any participating National Lottery retailer. Be enjoy a game. Panda push up play. Players must be 18 years or older. Play responsibly. Ituba is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
Fellow taxpayers, make tax matters a #1 priority by submitting your personal income tax return by the 20th of October 2025 deadline. Once your tax return is submitted, you'll receive a notice of assessment stipulating if there's any tax-assessed debt due to SARS or not. Should you owe, it's crucial to settle tax obligations on time to avoid any penalties or interest charges. SARS, at your service. This is the story of our Nando's Flame Grilled Chicken, marinated for 24 hours in our unique peri-peri recipe. Kissed by fire, full of flavor, perfectly grilled. And like any story, this story of our full peri-peri chicken has 2 sides. Yours to choose, yours to share. Enjoy the Nando's full and 2 sharing meal. That's our full chicken and 2 sharing sides of your choice for only 277 Rand.
South Africa, are you ready to switch up your life? Switch Energy Drink is giving you the chance to win one of 20 brand new Omoda C7s and your share of 20 million Rand in prizes. Smartphones, cash, shopping vouchers, airtime and data all up for grabs. Buy a Switch, dial *120*440#. Follow the prompts on screen, enter the unique code under the tab of your can and you could be our next big winner. Go get your hands on a can and switch up your life. T's and C's apply.
Dividing public opinion. The Room Dividers.
Mike and Manana. Hey, sounds like a franchise. Sansa has decided to shelve the Rugby Championship to make way for what they're calling New Zealand's greatest rivalry tour. So, are the Wallabies and the Pumas being left out in the cold while South Africa and New Zealand go it alone?
The greatest rivalry tour is going to happen, but what they haven't come up with is what are we going to do with Australia and Argentina, who now are at the top table and saying, what about us? But I think there are red faces at Sansa right now.
But South Africa has taken a stance in New Zealand for the betterment of both countries. It's a payday for both of these countries. We're taking a little bit of a break. So I'm of the view that this must happen.
#MSW. #MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
right, we've sought divine intervention, and hopefully we'll be able to have a trouble-free conversation with the legend himself, Edwin van der Sar, who is in South Africa, who is in Johannesburg in Soweto, and just making their way back from a very important assignment this afternoon. And as we're heading to the break, I did address the issue, and thanks once again, Edwin, for your understanding. The issue of mental health in sport. I mean, how critical a conversation is it today? Seemingly, a lot of sports people struggle with it.
Let's say the pressure is not only from performing, but also from the outside, from the journalists, the fans, social media. So if you really want to perform at the highest level, you have to make sure you can shut those things off. But for young people, it's important to be active, to play sports, have good coaches around you, have somebody where you can talk to on several issues that you're dealing with. And sometimes when it's hard, when you're hard family life, some troubles there at home, it's difficult to perform and reach the potential that you can reach.
I mean, Edwin, given the success of your career, best European goalkeeper back in '95 and also in 2009, UEFA Club Goalkeeper of the Year in 2009 as well. Did you ever sense maybe in the journey and the more successful you became that you were in some way also experiencing some level of mental health challenges?
Yeah, I think all the play with the thing that you're with. Sometimes you don't train on the right way. Sometimes you make a mistake. Sometimes you feel that the manager does losing confidence in you. And for example, in my period in Turin with Juventus, also had I felt it's quite difficult to reach the level that I used to could do. And help also from people who I can talk to and try to explain why the mistakes, why the pressure, and in which way could you make sure that you can develop yourself to a higher level again. And that's really important nowadays, also not only for elite age athletes, but also for the local guys and the girls who want to play football.
All right, we keep holding on because I do really hope that we have so much to learn from Edwin van der Sar. It was also quite funny, though, that as you were chatting...
I can hear you.
Yeah. No, you're back on. It keeps dipping in and out, but we'll hold on. That's the beauty of live radio. Louis van Gaal, I mean, an important figure. Somebody sent a tweet earlier on, actually, while we were on the break. That was from Sesh Gala. Gala says that, please ask the legend to bring Sir Van Gaal once he comes to South Africa, because that man is a great coach. So when they talk so glowingly about a Louis van Gaal, maybe the importance that he played and the role that he played in your career, Edwin.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the guy who scouted me, who discovered me at an amateur club. I was 18, so he brought me to Ajax, and when he became the first team manager 2-3 years later, he gave me also the chance and gave me the possibility to start at Ajax and with the national team. And he's a really tremendous coach who likes to develop and mold young people into a winning team. And that is something that is really important also for local communities, for the challenges there are. Everybody needs a good role model, a good teacher. So in that way, I think Johan Cruyff has started a philosophy to learn to help young people with disabilities or with people from a different background, to make sure that they can play sports. Because I think to be active, to function in a team, to create and to stimulate each other, that is something that are high on our agenda when we're trying to develop those courts in the areas.
I was going to ask you exactly that, though, because the more you develop and the more you realize the impact, and especially on the African continent, Edwin, that you would have had, maybe the younger generation might not have been aware of Johan Cruyff and his legacy. But now that you take it beyond Europe, this kind of initiative reflecting on Johan Cruyff's legacy, what did you pick up, though, from the youth, the kids that were out there today? Were they able to ask you questions? What stood out from what they were asking you? Do you see the passion and fire in their eyes? All right. I told you, even the brave have to give up at some point. Yeah, that's why we need to go camp outside and find out when is he leaving the country so we can drag him into the studio. I know he can hear me now, but the minute I put him back online, there'll be a problem. And one of the things that I also just wanted to check up with him, and it's something that will be celebrated the minute it does happen. You know, when you've been shortlisted for the Premier League Hall of Fame for the year 2025 and what that really, really entails. But yeah, I guess on another occasion, when we do get a clearer connect, well, yeah, it does get frustrating all round. But I think what is frustrating is how quickly we're going to get to Amajita when they play tonight at 9:30. How frustrating it is for the opposition because, yeah, Chile are going to be supporting Bafana Bafanas of the future. They said they love the way South Africa plays. So guess what? I think there'll be noise in the terraces.
Good evening, Marawa, and good evening to MSW family. Marawa, I just want to wish good luck to Amachita. They've made us very, very proud, and may they continue making us proud. We're very proud of them, the style of play, how they are applying themselves, and everything that they are doing. They are flying our flag, very, very high. We're thankful to them, and we're thankful, to those supporters that keep on showing up for the boys. I am very, very thankful to them, and also to Coach Mtaka for everything that he's doing. Ngosi Rob, Ngosia Ekabech.
Robert Marawa, Mahluputu. My prayer tonight goes out to the boys in Chile. We're going to beat them. Colombia. No matter what, tonight we are winning, boys. We are all behind you, gents. Make us proud. From Madame Sponde.
Dividing public opinion. The Room Dividers.
So joining the Room Dividers live, the Lions and Springbok prop forward Asanati Ntlabaganya coming through from Italy. I got the famed Room Dividers here with me in studio. Mike Greenaway as well as Tando Manana. Mike Greenaway wants to shoot first.
Something that is becoming a little bit of a frustration for you guys, how you lose at the death when it seems like you've won.
Yeah, it is frustrating, I must say. We have to kind of learn quickly at this stage. I think when you play against teams like Zebra or Billiton, it's internationals you're playing against. So we need to learn quickly and to adjust as well.
Just one thing from me is, obviously teams, especially in the URC, are always measured by how well they traveled. And just you guys on the road.
Yeah, look, I must say, coming to Europe is very, very difficult. And we also knew we are under no illusion that it's going to be an easy game.
#MSW. #MSW.
I'm not going to complain about the preparation because everybody knows that we got a lot of players who come from Europe yesterday, today. But that's not an excuse. Tomorrow is a game. You need to be sharp in your mind, fresh in your mind. And these are the games that you want to play as a young player and also as a professional player. These are the games where it counts. It really counts. So there's no excuse. The referees are coming from Kuwait. But the most important thing is that every referee who is refereeing this level needs to be aware on refereeing. I don't search an excuse. You know, the FIFA appointed these referees, and we need to play. We don't need to look at the referees. I mean, they need to do their job properly, honestly, and correctly.
It's going to be a hard and difficult game. We played already against them 2 times, and we were here last year as well. So we know what the conditions are going to be. We know, we know that's going to be not easy. It's not impossible, but it's not easy. I think it's going to be a great game between 2 great teams, and we're looking forward to it.
Right, playing back the clip there for you. As I said, it is International FIFA Week. So that was Indonesia's head coach, the great Patrick Kluivert, believe it or not. Sounds familiar. Would have been a name that Edwin van der Sar would have mentioned a couple of minutes ago. But he's a coach, though, of Indonesia, speaking candidly ahead of the crucial 2026 World Cup qualifier, touching on the match atmosphere, the referee selection, the readiness as far as the team is concerned. You also urge his players, though, to remain kind of composed despite the intensity of playing in a sold-out King Abdullah, the Sports City Stadium in Jeddah. All right, as we get closer and closer to that kickoff, a lot of you sending your messages.
Good evening, Marawa, and good evening to MSW family. Marawa, I just want to wish good luck to Amachita. They've made us very, very proud, and may they continue making us proud. We're very proud of them, the style of play, how they are applying themselves, and everything that they are doing. They are flying our flag, very, very high. We're thankful to them, and we're thankful, to those supporters that keep on showing up for the boys. I am very, very thankful to them, and also to Coach Mtaka for everything that he's doing. Ngosi Rob, Ngosia Ekabech.
Hey, Sia, thank you so much indeed, man. Coach Mtaka, that's one person that we really need to celebrate, given all the stuff that was being said about him and how much is being paid or not being paid. Hey, he stays the course. Might be soccer night, but let's not forget South Africa's Proteas women in the World Cup as well. So World Cups all over the place. The showdown in 2025. Nadine de Klerk saying that the Proteas, they are focused. They're pretty much grounded, ready to build and reset.
Yeah, I think, we know coming to a World Cup, there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, and I think obviously didn't get off to a ideal start against England. But yeah, I think this World Cup is all about fight and character at the end of the day, and I think we've shown that in the last game. But yeah, to the question in Pakistan, I think really important. I think the conditions were quite similar, and I think we've had a really good series over in Pakistan and kind of got used to the conditions. And yeah, like I said, obviously it's going to be really important this World Cup. Look like it's a bit on the slower side and taking quite a bit of turn. So yeah, I think it's going to be really important going forward in this tournament. I think obviously my role has been pretty clear. It's kind of to come in the back end and finish games off. I think this World Cup, it might look a bit different, to be honest. It looks like I said, I'm not the easiest of wickets to bat on, so I think, coming in a bit later, it's still about finishing games off, but it might not be the same role in terms of, trying to strike at a high strike rate and putting teams under pressure. So I think it's more about the tail enders or the back end batters has been in quite early. So it's just about adapting to the conditions and building a partnership with whoever's in there and try and take games deep. It's not necessarily been 300 plus scores. So I guess it's about just scrapping all the runs you can, try and get to a competitive total, and then obviously back our bowlers to defend that.
Yeah, good luck, ladies. Good luck, man. So far, so good. Well, just a quick heads up. Tonight, Argentina's under 20. They're going to be playing against Nigeria's under 20. That's at the same time as Colombia plays against South Africa. So good luck to Amachita. We'll hook up again tomorrow right here on #MSW. Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action. Let the game begin. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW. Live now on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live. At the same time. #MSW.